In Lingua Podcast live from Dessau is broadcast from Mitteldeutschland and features all things languages. The show is hosted by our teachers, presenting students and guests from all walks of language learning experiences. Joining us today in the studio is Tobias. I think we've known each other for 3 years. Tobias, according to him, is an everyday regular dude, and according to me, with very impressive English language skills. And I have no idea as to how this happened. Together, let's find out why. Tobias, welcome to the Lingua Podcast, live from Dessau.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. So, Tobias, before we start talking about how you developed your language skills at such a high proficiency, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, my background is went to school for 10 years, started in education, and now I'm a chemical worker.
I first met Tobias when I started teaching English courses in his company. And I remember the first day that I met Tobias, I was thinking, okay, man, like you don't really need English language lessons. But I was very thankful because I had such a communicative person to talk to in the classroom. I'm not quite sure if Tobias has improved his language skills since I've been his teacher, but that's another story. So, okay, let's jump right into it. Why is it that you speak English so well? Like, where did it come from? Because lots of people your age, and you're a young person. I haven't come across that many young people in this particular area with such impressive language skills. Seriously.
Well, first of all, I don't think my English skills not that impressive. I mean, I know people my age who can speak a lot more fluent.
Okay, I don't know those people.
But yeah, and second, you said like you don't know why I attend English classes. As to why would I don't need them. It's like, sure, I speak relatively good English, but I want to keep it that way.
Okay.
I mean, sure, I could like lean back and have it, but if I don't constantly use it, I think I lose it sometimes.
Okay, you might lose it. Yeah, if you don't use it,
Yeah,
you lose it. So
correctly.
let's go back to your high school days, right? Because this is when English is first introduced. How old were you when you started taking English courses?
So my English courses started at the 5th grade,
Okay.
and wasn't really a good student at all.
How
was-
so?
Yeah, it was like just another class. You know, you in school you learn stuff you never use, or so I thought at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like biology, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell and stuff like that.
Okay.
Stuff you never use in your life.
Right.
So you just go there, try to get good grades,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And at the time, I didn't really had a use for English.
Right.
That was far later
Okay.
when I got into gaming, when I got into the internet. Just
Okay.
yeah, I met
So-
people online, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, let's get to that like a little bit later.
Okay.
So there's some kind of foundation that was built when you were taking English lessons.
Yep.
Did you have a really good teacher in your school?
I would say yes.
Okay.
My teacher was pretty good at English. Well, at least for my experience.
Okay.
I mean, anyone was probably better at English at the time than me. But yeah. But as I said, it wasn't really that interesting to me.
Okay.
I don't know. In America, you get grades from A to E or D,
A
something
to
like that.
F,
A to
yeah.
F.
There's no
Yeah,
E. You
we-
skip E, go to A, B, C, D, or you fail.
Ah, okay.
F is for failing.
So you got like 5 grades. We have like 6, but we're graded in numbers.
Okay.
Now, remember, I was pretty much a 4. That's like a B, C, D. Most of the time.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't fail, but I wasn't really that good at English in school.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did the bare minimum
Okay.
to get by.
Okay. Is this in all your classes or just in English classes?
I don't want to answer that question, but yeah, a time, I think like from 7th to 8th or 9th grade, I was pretty much all my classes.
Okay.
But sometimes, I don't know. I mean, you're young, you don't really see the bigger picture, you don't think about the future.
Right.
I remember being like in 9th class, and my parents told me, well, you gotta find a job, and with bad grades, not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to put a little effort in my classes and my studies, and yeah, straight B student.
No, I knew students like you in high school. I wasn't the greatest student in high school either, but there were lots of other kids in my. There was one particular kid I remember. Everyone knew he was smart, but he just never tried in classes, right? And I remember when it came time to take the SATs, that's the university entrance exam that we have to take to go to university. I would never have expected this guy to go to university, right? But when he took the SATs, he scored some astronomically high score on the SATs. And he was a horrible student in high school. So again, like, it just wasn't that interesting for him, right?
Yep.
Maybe he had a different avenue for creativity and challenge, and he was bored in school.
Can totally relate to that.
But I wonder where that guy is today. I'm sure he's doing something that is, probably pretty impressive. I don't know. But shout out to Noel if you ever listen to this podcast, yeah? But, okay, so when did you finish high school in 10th grade?
10th grade, yeah.
Okay.
That's like in Germany is Realschule.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you got a Gymnasium, but I never got to Gymnasium.
Okay.
Didn't want it to.
Is it because you didn't want to?
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Okay.
Started my education for my career. and
Okay. So that's that's another interesting aspect that I quite don't really understand. So you finished 10th grade. Some of your classmates are going to continue for 2 more years.
Yep.
Is it based on, what is that based on? What drives a student to stay in school?
Well, basically with a better education, you get a better job.
Okay.
In theory.
In theory.
Yeah. But I knew I wanted to be a chemical worker.
Okay.
I don't know, since I was a kid. I mean, my dad is a chemical worker, my granddad is a chemical worker.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew you can make a lot of money in that type, especially in my area.
Okay.
I mean, Bitterfeld's pretty much all chemical work.
Right.
And yeah, I knew I don't need a gymnasium.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I thought, why wait?
So maybe that's what you were thinking. Like you just said, I've always wanted to be a chemical worker like my father, like my grandfather. So you kind of knew, you had an idea of your path.
Pretty
Right?
much, yeah.
So if I had seen you when you were like 12 years old or 13 years old, and I said, oh, Tobias, what do you want to be when you grow up? You would probably say, chemical worker. Okay.
Yep.
So then you always knew what you wanted. All right, so tell us what happens after you finish the 10th grade. Do some of your friends go on to gymnasium?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay.
But there's not something different. It's like a gymnasium, and there is some other stuff.
What is it called?
That's the good question. Berufsschule.
Okay, Berufsschule?
Yeah, it's like
Like working school?
something like that. It's
Okay.
like also 2 years, but a bit more specialized in some directions.
Okay, so this is like a technical area?
Yep.
Okay, so is this the apprenticeship program educational path?
Mm,
Because
maybe.
one you go to gymnasium.
I mean, it's like if you have if you go to gymnasium, you can pretty much do every job still.
Okay.
If you go like to the Berufsschule,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you go like in a more technical direction.
Okay.
I mean, it limits you
Uh-huh.
some sort of in your path, but it's like for people who don't know exactly what they want to do,
Right.
but they know, well, like that direction,
Okay. So
something like that.
okay, so if I chose, okay, a student chooses to go to gymnasium, right?
Mhm.
And they finish their diploma and everything, but they decide that they want to go to the Berufsschule, they can do that if they
Yep.
want to. Okay. Or they go to university or they get a job somewhere else. Okay. So, okay, in 10th grade, you're 16 years old?
Yep.
Okay. What's the next step? Where do you go after that? Where do you start your training?
Well, for me, I started at Bayer.
Okay.
I wanted to become. Don't exactly wanted to become a chemical worker. I wanted to like work in a lab.
Mm-hmm.
That was more the idea.
Okay.
But for that, you need a better education. I mean, going to the gymnasium is probably better for that job.
Okay.
But then I thought lab workers don't really go into shifts. And I mean, shift work that's where the money is.
Okay.
So I pretty much thought, yeah, well, don't mind. I go into shifts, I work the extra hours,
Okay. So
get a bit more money.
that's the thing. If you work on the weekends, you get more money.
Yeah.
If you
or
work on the weekends,
holidays.
holidays, you get more money.
Yep.
If you work on a weekend third shift, is that more money than a weekend second shift?
Depends on the day on the weekend. That means Saturdays you don't really earn extra, but
Okay.
Sundays that's a whole new level.
Okay.
But I don't think it makes any difference if you go to the first shift or a night shift.
Okay. Do you remember what we call the third shift in English?
The third?
Yeah.
Night shift?
Or
Late shift?
where do they bury people?
Grave shift?
Graveyard shift.
Really?
My uncle worked graveyard shift his entire career.
Where did that come from?
Graveyards are dark at night, silent, dead. Graveyard shift. I don't know where that comes from.
Sounds a bit morbid, don't you think?
Well, a graveyard shift. You're pretty much okay. There's not really like a lot of people around. Team leader is not there, right?
Well, our team leaders there,
Okay.
but the bigger chefs, the big bosses, they're not there.
Okay, so if there is some kind of emergency during the graveyard shift, somebody has to come in.
Yep.
Okay, like a higher manager than the team leader.
Probably.
Okay. So where does your technical training take place? Like, is it in Bitterfeld? Is it with Bayer?
A part of it was with Bio.
Uh-huh.
Part of it was in a special trainee lab.
Okay.
I think we had like an extra facility where you work like with small-sized facilities, something like that.
Well, I know Bayer, they're making aspirin, right? They're manufacturing aspirin, and I think they're also making what is the commercial? Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
I have no idea.
It's the thing that you put into the glass of water that dissolves. It's like liquid aspirin.
Yeah, it's pretty much aspirin.
Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer, yeah.
Ah.
Alka-Seltzer, okay.
So are you in that kind of a laboratory environment where there's a machine and something is like medicine or chemicals are being mixed in a machine and you're doing like quality control checklists, stuff like that? Or what does that mean?
Well, as a trainee,
Mm-hmm.
you mainly clean.
Okay.
That's
Which
pretty
is-
much...
Sterilization is super important.
it is, absolutely it is.
Okay.
But, well, you as a trainee, you always start off small.
Mm-hmm.
You get like basic tasks, like clean that, bring that from A to B,
Mm-hmm.
and they slowly introduce you in the manufacturing process.
Okay. So you're on the buyer property.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was
Interesting. With a lab coat
with a lab coat, yeah.
and a notepad.
No.
Okay.
A clipboard.
A clip. That I couldn't think of. See, I couldn't think of that word, and you brought it out. Clipboard, of course, man.
Yeah. And like a hairnet and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Buyer's pretty strict.
Okay.
What
I hope so. People are
about
putting
hygiene? Yeah.
Mhm. So, you make a little money during this time, right? Are you living at home with mom and dad?
On that time, yeah.
Are mom and dad happy that Tobias is working, like starting a career?
Sure.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, which parents wouldn't be proud of their kid
Yeah, it's
earn
like
some money, right?
It's like a part-time job, right? Basically.
Basically.
I mean, you're working full-time.
Yep.
450 euros. I don't know how much you're making. How much are you making a month at this time as an apprentice?
As an apprentice. So like I made around 400 in the first year and I think 600 to 700 in the last year.
Okay.
Today they earn a lot more.
Did your
So I'm told.
parents? Okay, since you were making a little bit of money, did your parents ask you to
Contribute?
to the household expenses?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
he's a good son.
sure.
Are you the only son?
No.
Okay.
I have an older brother
Okay.
who was, I don't know, at the time he also was an apprentice,
Okay.
but I don't know where. He made like a little detour in his career path.
Mm-hmm.
Now he works also in chemical facility,
Okay.
but he started with something else. I think at the time he was a cook, and sometime he was wanted to make paint jobs.
Okay. Dude, painting? That's a good profession.
Yeah, he wanted really to do that, but he couldn't because he has a sickness with his skin, and he doesn't really could keep
Chemicals,
doing
yeah.
that.
Okay, that makes sense. Ooh, chef or painting? What, cook? If I had it to do over again, I would either become a chef, a cook, or open a bike repair shop service. Those are my two like other dreams that who knows?
Well, bike repair stuff sounds like fun.
Yeah, dude, if I was born in Germany, my dream apprenticeship would be working at Canyon. Because I like this company a lot. I have a Canyon mountain bike. Shout out to Canyon.
Would probably be the better choice. I mean, as a chef, you don't really earn that much in Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Everyone likes to eat.
Dude,
Nobody likes to pay the chef.
Because it's, where can you get a good meal around Bitterfeld or Dessau, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so when you're walking around in your lab coat and your clipboard and you're learning like the practical aspects of the job, are you also in a classroom? Is there any teaching hours going on? Are you a student again?
Yeah. What's it called? Dual education?
Dual education?
Yeah.
That's right.
So I was also in a classroom. I went to the Berufsschule,
Uh-huh.
like working classes. You have also like math, German, English,
Okay.
physics, chemistry, biology.
Okay, it sounds like
Same
another...
courses like school,
Okay.
basically.
So do you think those courses are sort of substituting 11th grade education and 12th grade education?
Well, to a certain degree, yeah, sure.
Because in 10th grade, when I was in 10th grade, I think I took biology. I think chemistry was 11th and physics was 12th, if I remember correctly. So if I left in the 10th grade, I wouldn't have a chemistry course. But maybe in Germany it's different.
Well, if you like in the open, like gymnasium or something like that, you can choose different classes that you don't want to take.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was different. It's like they choose for me because they knew I wanted to be a chemical worker, so I don't have the option to say, well, I don't want to make anything with chemics.
Okay, with chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay. So
with chemistry.
did you enjoy that dual educational program?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, school was pretty tedious.
Okay.
Never liked school.
As you remembered from the.
Yeah, pretty much the same as always.
But you were probably a little bit more focused now because now you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a different kind of motivation,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, school, as I said, the first years straight, what was it, D student?
Yeah. A D student.
Never really understood why do I need to do this.
Yeah, but like you
But
said.
then you go there and you know, well, if I make this,
Right.
if I get like good grades and stuff, I get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot more motivation.
Yeah, I mean, and you said like your parents said, okay, like Tobias, like, you know, work is going to start soon, and in ninth grade you kind of kicked it around, and like you're making 2s.
Yep.
Yeah, without probably putting that much effort into it. I still think you're like a secret genius. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm. So your apprenticeship program lasts 3 years.
3.5, yeah.
3.5 years. And then normally after the 3.5 years, you are invited to work at that particular place.
In theory.
In theory.
In my case, we had like our class, I think, almost 20 students.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lie, I don't know the exact number, but it was a big class, pretty much. And they had like 2 or 3 open slots.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't one of the fortunate ones to get a job there.
Oh, this seems kind of strange, right? Only 2 open slots for 20 apprentices? Okay. So then, when you found that out, how did you feel?
Well, a bit lost, I guess.
So
I mean,
now you are 19 or 20 at that point?
At that point, I think I was 18.
Okay.
I was almost all my life the youngest in the class.
Okay, so you were like 1 year younger than everybody else. Okay.
Also, normally you get in school when you're like 6, and I was like in school when I was 5.
Okay, that's another sign of genius.
No. It's just my birthday is somewhere between the ages. So either I go a year later or a year sooner. So I think
Mom
it
and
has
Dad
something
said-
to do with my exact birthday
Yeah.
that I got in school when I was 5.
Okay.
Or else I should have would have waited a year.
Yeah, so it's good that your parents decided to put you in earlier.
Yep.
Because then, like, I don't know, if you were in American high school, those kids would have made fun of you, man. Like, dude, what happened to you? You're like, why are you 1 year older than us? Did you fail something? Like, who are you? Dude, go to the next class. Kids in the States, man.
Kids everywhere.
So,
Kids are cruel.
kids are cruel.
Yep.
And especially today with, social media. I'm glad I did not grow up with social media.
Probably for the better.
Yeah. All right. So you find out you're not selected for one of those 2 precious spots. What happens next?
Well, I searched elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as I said, in Bitterfeld, so many facilities,
Okay,
so many opportunities.
okay.
If you have a degree in like chemical work, if you can call it like that.
Yeah, it's chemical work. So, okay, and this is my next question. When you finish that apprenticeship program, you still have some sort of certification that you have completed it. So that's what you can take to any of the other companies and say, look, I've already done the apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
what you
not
did.
like any apprenticeship program. It's like Bayer is a big name
Right.
that was pretty good for me, I think.
Okay, it's more prestigious.
Yeah.
And okay. So you're done with the apprenticeship program.
Mm-hmm.
And who tells you to go? Do you have to interview for the next job?
Yeah, sure.
So who sent you in that direction? Was it like your father, your mother, your friends, or you?
Basically, it was a internet search.
Okay.
I mean, you just look up possible job offers,
Mm-hmm.
and you you go for it.
Okay.
Pretty much that. But it wasn't that time when I got there where I am today.
Uh-huh.
It was like took a little bit of a detour. I mean, I worked a year in Bolfen,
Mm-hmm.
then in Leipzig,
Okay.
then in Leuna, then in Dessau. Then I came to the firm I'm now.
Okay. Where did you work in Dessau?
Dessau, Rottleben, DHW, Deutsche Wasserwerke.
What do they do? Is it another chemical company?
Warte mal. Wait a minute. What's it called? DHW, Deutsche Hydrierwerke. So, like that. It's like another chemical firm, yeah.
Okay. During your apprenticeship experience, was English a part of that experience at all? Like when you were training?
Well, in class we had English classes, yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't really, let's say, that necessary for the job.
Okay.
It was like a little extra.
Okay. So in the current job that you have, is English important?
Not that much, no.
Okay. Do you use English at all at work?
Well, if a colleague asks me to translate something, then yeah. But it's not always work related.
Okay.
So it's like, how do I put it? You don't need necessarily English in my work field.
Okay.
It's just that I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
That's
So-
pretty much it.
Yeah, so let's shift the conversation back to like your English language landscape, right? How do you speak so well? Because you've told us that your high school days, yeah, you didn't try that much.
Yeah.
But you're born in the time of the internet.
Well, I grew in the time of the internet.
You
yeah.
grew up in the time of the internet, yeah. That's true.
I mean, when I first was interested in English, there wasn't like Netflix or stuff like that. That all came later.
Okay.
But I don't know the exact date. I think it was somewhere around when I finished school.
Uh-huh.
When I don't know, I got more into online games.
Okay.
I met people online. I remember a time when I played a game with a friend
Mm-hmm.
who speaks really good English,
Okay.
way better than me.
Okay.
And we played this online game, and there was like item trading, stuff like that.
Okay.
And I always read the word cheap, and I didn't know what is cheap. And it just baffled me, and I wanted to understand what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked my friend, hey, what does cheap mean? He says, well, it's preisgünstig, or
Okay.
billig.
Okay.
I said, oh, okay. Then I came across the next word. I didn't understand. What's that? And so, like, step by step, I kind of learned different words. I just wanted to understand what they're talking about.
Okay. So it's kind of like a good way to build your vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you got into online games, what kind of games did you get into? Is it like the gun games, or like you just said, like trading items game? That's like building cities and stuff like that. I don't know anything about games.
Some fantasy role play, stuff like that.
I only play Angry Birds. Shout out to my clan of Angry Birds. We're the Frosty Eagles.
Do you get money for all the shout-outs? Or?
No. But I see people shouting out on Joe Rogan all the time, so I'm shouting out to my Angry Birds clan member community, who I don't know any of them, so it's good. Shout outs. Maybe shout outs will become more popular because like I'm shouting out right now. Okay, so you get into gaming. What kind of a console?
PC at the time.
Okay, just on your desktop computer.
Yep.
Okay, you download the game from the internet?
I did.
Okay. And when you say online games, are you playing with friends that are physically in the same room, or you're connecting from the network into the
Online
same
games
game?
you play most of the time online.
Okay.
So
So
I know
anybody can join.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody can join.
Multiplayer games.
Multiplayer.
Do you always know who you're playing with or against?
No,
You know their, what is it called? Their game name?
their gamer tag. Yeah.
Their gamer tag.
Well, they have their chosen nickname, sure. But at the time, I
My
didn't really like to play alone
Okay.
with total strangers. So I played most of the time with friends
Okay.
I knew.
What was your game tag name?
Oh,
I'm Falcon Smacks.
I think at the time, the game was called Tales of Pirates.
Okay.
Shout out to Tales of Pirates.
Exactly.
I don't know if the game still exists, but I know I played a lot with my friend,
Mm-hmm.
my best friend, and yeah, I wasn't really confident to play alone
Okay.
because I couldn't understand anybody.
So you could.
There were German players, of course, but it was like an international game server,
Okay.
so most
So-
of them spoke English.
You have a headset?
I have a headset. At the
How-
time, I think the thing was called TeamSpeak.
Okay. So how many people are you hearing in your headset at one particular time? How many people are playing this game together?
That depends how much are in the channel.
Okay. So on a normal game, how many people would
In a
be?
normal game, I was with my friend,
Mm-hmm.
so we two, and some people joined, some people left.
Okay. But you had English speaking people joining your games.
Yeah.
Okay. So was the language setting of the computer game, was it in English or in German?
I think it was in English.
Okay. So that helps you, right, with these menu commands and, just these little vocabularies, like, functions.
Yeah, it's the little stuff,
Okay.
just like a start game, load game,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. But again, like, good for vocabulary. And maybe some, like, phrasal verbs. What about when did the little, like, game players, did they talk? Like, oh, I'm dead. Or, something like this. Like, I don't know. Like the shoot 'em up games. I'm just trying to think if you could pick up any, like, other phrases or sentences or, phrases, like phrases in English to use in your everyday language.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Okay.
There's some stuff you can pick up,
Mm-hmm.
but I think by online games you don't really talk that much.
Okay.
It's more like just
It-
the bare minimum.
Is
The
it
necessary stuff to say what you need to say, like rush B
okay?
or shoot, cover,
Okay.
grenade, stuff like that.
So imperatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use a lot of profanity when you play online games in
Oh, yeah.
English? Okay, so you know all the swear words in English? Most of them.
Most of them, yeah.
All right, that's cool.
I think my swearing is probably the best stuff. I don't know if I can talk about anything else than swear words as good.
Okay. So how many years, you're still gaming, right?
Not as much. That's one point because I took English classes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know, the last years, or especially when you become old, you don't have much time.
Okay. More responsibilities.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, when I was still in school, it's like you come home, you sit on your desktop computer, and you game some time at the evening. Your mom calls, dinner's ready.
Yeah.
You eat, you go back to your computer, you game, and then you go to sleep.
So what's the longest amount of time that you've gamed at one particular time? Like how many hours? All weekend?
Think something like 70 hours.
70 hours straight? Not straight, but yeah, 70
Pretty
hours.
much straight.
70 hours straight. Oh, that's a lot of English. No, I mean, the question I want to ask, of course, is do you think that, your experience in gaming has helped you, improved your language proficiency skills?
I guess, yeah. It's just when you hear it on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
if you speak on a regular basis, stuff like that. I think sometime my English was probably better at that time around when I had more online contacts.
Okay.
And then, you grow older, you don't have as much time to game anymore. And it get lost on the way.
Okay.
At least a little bit.
Okay. Did you ever, like gaming now, you can make a profession out of gaming. Did you ever participate in any like regional like competitions for gamers?
No.
Is that
Video games for me are just fun.
Okay.
I don't like to play competitive or professional.
Okay. But you know about this. Like,
I know about this.
Yeah.
I also know that they make a lot of money.
Okay.
At least if you're really good at it.
Okay. Yeah, they have
Which
international.
I'm not.
They have international competitions, right? Yeah, I mean, it's just like YouTubers like that have a YouTube channel that have enough revenue from a YouTube channel to live comfortably.
What's it called now? Esports.
Okay.
There are whole esports events.
Okay. What is that? Explain that to me. I don't know what that is.
That is like big tournaments. It's like a football league, but for a video game.
Okay. So it's like regular season, Super Bowl, like.
Yeah. And they all have different teams, and they train together, and they become really good, and then they try to get a champion. Okay.
And can you financially benefit from that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'm out of the game, dude. I'm way out of the game.
Yeah, but it's mostly competitive games, and that I don't like. I don't really like to play competitive.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just for me, like when you get from work, pop on the PlayStation and have a little fun.
So besides gaming, how else do you use English in your everyday life, or in your life experiences?
Well, at some point I changed like the language settings in all my tech at home.
Excellent. I've asked so many students to do that, and it's like asking them to jump off a building, But you made that decision. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just I don't know. Sometimes when you work on the computer and have questions about some technical stuff, and I'm not that good with technique, but I'm good at Googling. And it's just when you Google something in English, you get more answers.
Okay, so there's more available content.
Yep.
Okay.
More good information. Let's say that.
I've noticed that as well. Like, I have a translator, like, tool attached to my Safari. So when I open up a website that's in German, I always translate it, and I don't know if that works or not, but like.
But if you want to learn German, you probably should let it stay German.
I need to find. See, I wish I was like you. I wish I could. I'm not a genius.
Hey, I'm not a genius.
Yeah, but even like your intonation, the way your pronunciation, your intonation, it sounds more native, less robotic.
You mean like the English in Germany? Yeah, I can do the German accent.
Yeah, but okay, more natural. I should say, it sounds like your English is more based on, it's a more natural speech. You don't sound, it really, to me, it doesn't sound like this is, it might not be native, but your skills are good. Yeah.
Well, probably because of the next point, like I use English, I like to watch movies.
Okay.
With the original voices.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
So you have a Netflix account now?
Yeah. I watch pretty much everything in English.
Okay, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many platforms do you have membership to? Like, are you also subscribing to Amazon Prime?
Yes, and Disney Plus.
Okay. How do you like Disney Plus? Pretty cool, huh?
It's pretty cool, yeah, but not that much options.
Are you a Marvel person?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you an animation person?
yeah. But I don't know. Disney Plus started off with pretty much stuff you already knew.
Okay.
So kind of wait for new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marvel has 2 series out now.
Okay.
So yeah, that's good.
Uh-huh.
But let's wait and see. I think.
Okay, so now we go to another media outlet, like Netflix, or things on YouTube, or the other channels that you're subscribing to. I think that makes a huge difference. How do you think it helps you? Does it? Maybe that's why your speech sounds so natural. Do you? Because you're hearing it if you're watching,
sure.
like, okay. Do you sometimes try to mimic the accents? Maybe subconsciously.
Not just subconsciously all the time, actually, but not just the English language. I'm fascinated by accents.
Okay.
I watched what's it called, Peaky Blinders series on Netflix, and they have like the really cool Scottish accent.
Right.
I think Scottish or Irish.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know.
Irish.
I just found it fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like my water becomes me water.
Uh-huh.
Or British English the same. Like they don't say water, they say water.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that. I don't know. Found it funny.
So maybe that's what it is. I mean, because that's the thing. When I lived in Kyrgyzstan, and I like the Russian language, and I like to speak the Russian language, but I like to speak it in a Russian accent, because I think it makes me sound more impressive. I mean, I can't speak Russian that well, but the words that I do know, I think I pronounce them. I'm trying to pronounce them like a Russian would. Okay, so that's okay. So that's another interesting, fun fact about your language learning experience, like mimicking like the languages. Yeah. So, how often are you watching English content? How many times per week?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Just like me. Okay, dude. We're
same as like if you watch some YouTube content. I couldn't name one German YouTuber.
Okay.
I just watch English YouTube or English-speaking YouTubers.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think the content's just better.
Okay, so it's just a choice of content.
Yeah.
You think it's better.
Same with let's say comedians. I think there are some good comedians in Germany, but like my all-time favorite comedians are all English-speaking comedians.
For example?
Bill Burr.
Okay.
Daniel Sloss, Bo Burnham, Jim Jeffries. They have so much better comedy shows.
Okay. And humor is really difficult to understand across cultures sometimes, linguistically. And you're watching...
Sometimes,
I mean, dude, like Bill Burr, I went to see him in Prague.
Ooh, nice.
Like 2 or 3 years ago. So we have the same comedic interests as well. And Bill Burr is... Dude, he's funny.
It's hilarious, yeah.
This is perfect. Do you like Dave Chappelle?
I just watched one show, but yeah, he's good. But not my favorite.
Okay, he's not your favorite, but he's good. He's got like 4 specials on Netflix.
Yeah. Didn't he just like disappear someday and wanted to quit?
Well, that was like a long time ago. He was, that's a whole other story.
He was just like, well, made enough money, bye.
Well, he was kind of pushed off the network due to regulations. But yeah, dude, he did disappear for like 10 years. But dude, if you watch his earlier shows, the Chappelle show that was on Comedy Central, like, 20 years ago, he has 2 seasons. Black Bush. Oh man, Black Bush, one of my favorites.
I remember this one bit where he was like in the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
But blind,
right.
So he didn't know he was black.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. See, that kind of
was
stuff,
funny.
dude. Yeah, Dave Chappelle, man.
What was it? What do the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap! Stuff like that.
If he ever comes to Europe, I think we got to go see that one. Okay, so what about music? Is music also like who are your top bands? Like English speaking bands, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I don't listen too much German music.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's music was not that big of an impact on my English learning experience.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I like rock music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's punk rock or heavy metal, as long as it's loud.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed this music when I didn't understand the word.
Okay.
But when I understood some words, it became more enjoyable.
Okay.
It's like I don't know, like music should like show emotions,
For example.
for example, and just when you hear a song, the melody is it's like a sad melody, and you feel like, oh yeah, that's a sad song.
Okay.
Then you hear the words to that song, and you think like, wow, that's a really sad song.
Okay.
So yeah,
Can you give us an example of an artist that you like?
of an artist that I like. Jimmy Eat World, for example.
And I don't know who Jimmy Eat World is.
Oh, they make so good music.
Really?
Yep. Pretty romantic.
Okay, I will have to check out Jimmy Eat World.
And I can guarantee you know one song.
Okay.
Yeah, The Middle. That song was pretty popular a few years back.
Okay.
And I mean, that came on the radio all the time. Yeah,
Jimmy Eat
it's
World.
pretty popular.
Okay. I have my favorite band is Pearl Jam. And I have concert tickets. I've had concert tickets for the past 2 years to a show in Vienna. It's been postponed, but hopefully next year it will happen. But Eddie Vedder, he came to Berlin twice, and I've gone to both those shows in the last 2 years.
Let me think. I think my last concert was Metallica.
Wait, I remember you went to the Rammstein concert in Dresden.
Yeah.
You saw Metallica after that?
I think that was after that.
Where did you see them?
In Berlin. Berlin.
You can say Berlin.
I can say Berlin with the German accent.
Dude, Metallica is huge.
Oh, they're good.
Okay.
I like the music.
So you can sing along at the concert to all the Metallica songs. Like you know the lyrics.
I wish, no. I think I went to Metallica with my brother and my dad. They are huge Metallica fans.
Okay.
Even though they don't understand a single word.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. The music translates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I went along as know some of the words.
Do you saw much? You saw like Rammstein with your Rammstein? Rammstein.
No, it's a German band, so I think you can say Rammstein.
You saw Rammstein with your father in Dresden too, right?
Yeah.
Dude, your father's a cool dude.
He is.
Okay.
Good music taste.
Okay.
Big Beatles fan.
Big Beatles fan.
Oh, now that I think of it, another good example for my English experience was like a rock fan all my life.
Okay.
I think I became 6. I heard my first Linkin Park album,
Okay.
and from that it was rock all the way.
Okay.
And I was never really a big hip hop fan
Okay. Okay.
because I'm not a fan of beats and stuff like that. Anyway, was never a big hip hop fan.
Okay.
Because of the style of music and the sound.
Mm-hmm.
But when my English became better, sort of found some hip hop artists I kind of enjoyed
Okay.
because of the lyrical content.
Who is someone that you would listen to?
Like NF.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
It's like a really, really sad rapper.
Okay.
DMX.
I know DMX. He just passed away.
I read, yeah. Who else? Eminem.
Eminem's fantastic.
Yeah. Even I have trouble understanding him sometimes.
He's just, Eminem. That's a good,
pretty fast.
that's a good
Really,
party
really
song
fast.
though. You can put on an Eminem song on the weekend, and it like dun 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 dun. Dun, dun.
I mean, stuff like, what's it called? Lose Yourself.
Uh-huh.
That is pretty motivational.
Okay.
I think I'm still not a fan of beats.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not my kind of music. But for the lyrical content, there's some stuff I really can enjoy.
Okay.
So kind of my English experience adds to my all-around experience of music.
Yeah, exactly.
Could say that.
It's another level of genius. Yeah. No, that's fascinating. So like, yeah, and it's music, it's cinema, art. Well, it's art. I mean, not art, but
Define art.
Yeah, define art, exactly. Define art. Gaming. That's a well-rounded education.
Well, it is. I can really recommend it to everyone who listens. Start gaming.
So, the friends. Okay, do you still have friends from your? Who do you hang out with? Who are your friends? Friends from high school, or friends from the apprenticeship program?
Well, I have my best friend. I know him from kindergarten.
Okay.
And other than that, a few friends. Or, I don't know. Not so much friends. I have a lot of people I know.
Acquaintances? Okay. With your best friend from kindergarten, do you guys ever speak English together?
Yep.
Okay.
Mainly because he likes to, I don't know, rub it in.
Okay. Because?
Because he's really good at English.
Okay. Maybe it's just like, were you born in Wolfen?
Yep.
Okay, maybe it's a Wolfen thing.
Maybe, I don't know. But other than that, I mean, I have my colleagues, which I spend a lot of time with. And yeah, mostly some people I met on the internet.
Okay. What about traveling? Where do you travel that you need English? Or where have you traveled that you needed English when you went on vacation?
Well, not exactly need, but I don't know, you can speak English in pretty much every country in the world.
Right.
All around the globe.
But when you left Germany,
yep.
Where did you go? Or where have you been, I guess?
I was with my family in Greece, for example, 2 times.
Okay, you need English.
First time I was very young, I couldn't speak a word English. But the second time, I know in the city there was some places where it was useful.
Okay. So you were translating basically for your family?
Yep.
Okay. And where else?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I've never been a big traveler.
But what's the next? Okay, so we've been in this pandemic for more than a year. Are you planning a next vacation somewhere kind of big to like get out of the city, get out of the country?
I mean, sure.
Where would you like to go?
Well, there are a lot of places. I always wanted to see the States.
Okay.
Really, really wanted to see Japan.
Okay.
Basically, because of all the gaming stuff, the nerd stuff. But also like Kyoto, the temple city.
Okay.
That would be pretty interesting.
So in America, what would be your first destination?
That's a good question. I mean, I always wanted to kind of take my friend and go on a road trip.
Okay.
Across the States.
Yeah, why not?
That would be pretty cool. Don't know if it ever comes to that, but it's good to keep that in mind. I mean, someday maybe.
Dude, that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Like,
but for like the first vacation in the States, I think something like New York City.
Okay.
Just Big Apple.
I might edit that out. No, arranging like, buying some kind of a used car, right? And like landing.
I think you can also rent.
Meeting with. I mean, you can buy a car for like, $2,000.
Yeah, but
make it across to California. Drive.
But if
across.
it's like a road trip in the States, it has to be some kind of muscle car, I think.
Okay, so you're gonna go on a vacation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be pretty cool, like Ford Mustang or a Dodge Charger, something like that. Just ride across the country.
Yeah. No, driving cross
be
country,
pretty cool.
like, seeing all the sights, camping, meeting people, that's a fantastic trip. I wonder how long do you think that would take? Like, how much time would you take to do that trip?
A lot.
Well,
I know. I googled that. Sometimes you need a few days,
mhm.
and even with like a week, you're barely anywhere. You're just on the road the whole time.
If you drive,
So you need at least 2-3 weeks if you
Yeah.
want to really enjoy it and stay like in the place
yeah.
for more than a few hours.
If you drive straight with shifting with partners, like driving, taking turns, 4 days minimum.
Yeah, but I mean, you
But
don't
with
want
a-
to just drive, right?
But with a friend, I would say 3 weeks.
I mean, you want to stay somewhere. I don't know,
Yeah.
a few motels, a few cities.
Yeah, dude, there's lots of...
I mean, you need at least a day or two in every big city
Of
just
course.
to look around.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Are you interested in national parks or big cities?
both.
Okay.
I mean,
New York is fine, dude.
New York is fine. You have Seattle
Hmm.
with a Space Needle.
That's where Pearl Jam's from.
What's else? Los Angeles,
Mhm.
San Francisco,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Okay.
But you also have Yellowstone National Park,
Exactly.
the Grand Canyon.
Right.
There are a lot of places
Yes.
you could visit.
Okay.
So I don't know. Even if you do a road trip, I don't know if you could really squeeze it all in one trip.
Okay.
Maybe if you really plan it out and have like a big roadmap.
It would just depend. And, okay, so being at this level of proficiency with your English, does that give you more confidence to tackle that trip?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think if you didn't speak as well as you do, would you be more apprehensive to take that step and buy that ticket? Or would you still go?
I wouldn't do it at all.
Okay, you wouldn't
I
do
don't
it
know.
at
It's
all.
just something like I don't know, the feeling of being lost,
Mhm.
a place far away from home,
Okay.
and I don't know, just imagine having an accident or something like that. Then
That-
you stand there on the road and you don't know really what you want to say, what you have to talk about,
Dude,
what to do. That is like a whole trip.
You're describing my world in Germany right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm waiting on the day that I get stopped by the cops for either I'm doing some kind of violation or I'm not doing a violation, and seeing what that conversation, I've imagined that conversation many times while driving, but I wonder what that first conversation is going to sound like. Like,
Oh man.
I'll say, "Do you want to see my driver's license, sir?" And he's going to say, "Oh shit, here we go." No, that's funny, dude. Wow.
Yes, the driver's license, please.
So so we've talked about the past, we've talked about the present. Let's talk a little bit about the future. Yeah. What's in your future as far as like work, career? Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, I hate that question.
Okay, let's okay.
But no,
We don't have
it's
to
fine.
answer that. Yeah.
It's just like I'm not really a guy who makes plans.
Okay.
I just like take it, whatever
Mhm.
comes at me.
Okay.
I have a few plans, sure. Last year, I made my driver's license for a motorcycle.
Okay.
So I really wanna drive a Harley Davidson.
Okay.
That's like a, don't know, childhood dream.
Sure.
And other than that, yeah, I wanted to travel more. I mean, all my life until now, I always like wanted to save money.
Mm-hmm.
Never really traveled that far. I've been like in 3 other countries
Okay.
in my life.
Okay.
And yeah, I wanted to change that maybe.
And you've been saving money since you were 16?
No. I was pretty, I don't know. I threw out a lot of money for stuff I didn't need.
Okay.
most of my life.
Okay, that's it. Okay, let's come back to the question of fiscally responsible. But what's the stupidest thing you ever bought that you were like, okay, I really want this, and then like you had we call that buyer's remorse, right? As soon as you buy it, you're like, oh, why did I get this thing? Ooh, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. Try like to make a top 10. That's just too much stuff. I mean, there were a time where I really bought pretty much every video game that was like remotely interesting to me.
Okay, so how many? So this goes back to the gaming days.
Oh yeah.
How at the highest point of your collection, how many games did you have?
Oof, I don't know, 40, 50, 60.
Okay, let's say 60. 'cause
I
that's a
don't
big
count
number.
anymore.
Okay.
But no, there was sometimes day when I thought, wow, that game is new, looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really research it at all. Bought it. Game sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bad.
Okay.
I played it for like 2 hours and I paid like $60.
Okay.
And I remember another point where I just bought a game,
Mm-hmm.
looked good. I think it's still brand new somewhere in my
In your inventory?
in my inventory.
Yeah.
I never opened it.
Okay.
And that's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago.
What's something else you bought that you regretted afterwards? Something
Well,
big, like
mostly
big, not
Really big.
not a 60-year-old game, like something that costs like thousands.
I don't know. I mean, if it's about big stuff, I think I'm really responsible with my money.
Okay, that's good.
It's more like the
Small stuff.
many little things. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just like one game or one DVD or one CD. It was like dozens of them.
Okay. So mostly in the entertainment
Yeah, mostly entertainment.
arena.
I think maybe one or two stuff like clothing,
Okay.
but I don't know. I think I bought a jacket someday
Mm-hmm.
for $150,
Okay. Which I don't think is that expensive.
and
at
it
all.
wasn't that good looking,
Yeah. Okay.
but I wanted it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so let's go back to the other question about being fiscally responsible. When did you start becoming better at managing your income or salary or money?
There wasn't an exact point where I just thought to myself, well, now I need to save money. It was like more gradual process.
Okay.
It was, I don't know, first the little stuff fell apart, then, I don't know. Let me rephrase that. It was more like a gradual process.
Okay.
First the little stuff, then more of the little stuff, and eventually I didn't bought anything that I wasn't sure I would really use.
Okay. I mean, for me, I became more fiscally responsible when I came to Germany. But when I flew from Turkey to here, I had to ask my parents for $1,000 to help me get here.
Whoa.
So I've been here 4 years, going on almost 5. And this is the first time in my life I can say that I have a decent amount of money saved according to what I earn.
Yeah.
And I have a partner, so we're both putting into the savings account. But I'm sort of happy. I mean, if I would have had this, attitude when I was your age,
Could have saved a lot
I'd
more.
be
huh?
living the high life by now.
I mean, I gotta admit, it's also on the count of Corona.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a lot of opportunities to spend money,
Yeah.
so that really plays into my cards.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yep.
Well, dude, man, I think this has been a fantastic interview.
Think
What do you think?
it was good.
I mean, you've really gone through all these different stages, but I still think you're a secret genius. Yeah.
But I don't think my English is that very impressive. I mean, I sometimes have still trouble finding words. but it's I don't know.
Do you read?
Yeah. It's also like I don't have any trouble understanding English. I mean, watch movies in English.
Right.
I read books in English.
Okay.
The time I read, it's very rare, but it's there.
Okay.
No, like all my entertainment is in English.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really have any trouble understanding English.
Right.
But I don't have the opportunities I had before speaking English.
Okay.
That's one of the things why I attended the class.
Okay. Just not to lose it, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also improve it, because if I never speak it, I mean, I still understand it probably, but I need practice speaking.
Okay.
So I don't really attend the classes to learn something. It's just for small talk.
Okay.
It's just the opportunity one time a week or every other
Every
week.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. It's just so we can talk a bit. I mean, it's fun.
Well, Tobias, I appreciate you taking the time to drive 22 kilometers, maybe 24 kilometers,
Oh, it wasn't that much.
to come in today in this, in our studio, our humble studio, to participate in this interview.
Oh, wait, wasn't there some question?
Was there another question?
I don't know. I think we got almost everything, but it feels like one was missing.
Did we miss one?
I don't know.
So Tobias, for any of our listeners out there who are wanting to improve their language skills, right? And perhaps they just don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've had English in high school like you, and then they haven't used it, but unlike your genius ability to retain information, they keep forgetting it. What suggestions could you give to them to, start them in the right direction of re-engaging with the language?
Well, I think first of all, or most importantly, is try to make it fun.
Okay.
It's like if you grab a dictionary and try to memorize all the vocabulary, that's not going to work.
Right.
And I'm really not a genius. I keep forgetting stuff all the time, but I remember there's some words like developer.
Okay.
There was a word specifically for me. I never could have kept that. And I don't know, I was watching a show, Mr. Robot.
Okay.
And the word fell all the time. I couldn't memorize it. And no, at the time I had a dictionary on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I always looked it up. And yeah, I mean, 3, 4, 5 times. And sometimes you need that. But like after the 6th time, it sticks.
Right. So just like memorizing, and then you get it.
And try to do it in a fun way,
Okay.
like watching a series, watching a movie, reading a book.
Yeah.
Something that suits your lifestyle. I mean, for me, it's perfect because I like entertainment.
Right.
I think I listened to one podcast with Claudia, what's her name?
Uh-huh.
That was pretty fun.
So you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also, I remember one incident where I was asked what I do for my English experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the same thing, like, well, I watch movies in English. And I suggested, well, try. Just make German subtitles. You can read everything you need to know, and you just hear it and subconsciously memorize it, probably. And they always say the same thing. Well, you can do that because you understand it. And I don't know. I'm tired of explaining that it's actually the other way around.
Right.
I don't do it because I understand it. I understand it because I do it.
Right.
It's that simple. Just repetition.
And
keep on doing it.
No, I'm glad that you mentioned Claudia's podcast, because in that podcast, when I asked her, like, do you think you go on these cruise ships why do you? And she said, what was the question? I said, is English important in your cruising activities? And she said, it's the only reason why we take cruises, is so we can communicate in English. Or that was Claudia, I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's what you said. And that struck me as like, oh, that's pretty cool. And just like you said, that's, again, it's a very simple truth, but it's honest.
Yep. It's
I
just
think
simple practice.
Yeah, okay.
If you keep on doing something, you get better eventually.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can end on that note then.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It's a nice ending.
Thank you for listening to Inlingua Podcast, live from Dessau. We hope you stay tuned for more episodes.